Welcome to this YouTube channel Learn Quick. I am Sherif here for a video lecture on isometric view of truncated cylinder. Before we start, I recommend you to watch our previous video lecture on isometric projection of a cube to understand the basics. The link is provided in top right corner and in the description. I request the learners to watch till the end to understand clearly, and if you have not subscribed this channel, subscribe it now with bell icon to receive notifications and updates. Let's read the question. Draw the isometric view of a cylinder of diameter 40 mm and height 55 mm when it is resting on one of its ends on HP. It is cut by plane perpendicular to the VP and inclined at 45 degree to the HP. The plane passes through a point on the axis located at 15 mm from the top. I have already drawn the default orthographic projection of the cylinder on referring our previous video lecture projection of solid type 1 position number 1. And the cylinder is also sectioned with the help of a cutting plane inclined at 45 degree to the HP and passing through the point on the axis located at 15 mm from the top. To learn more on sectioning of the cylinder and marking the cutting plane points, you can refer our previous video lecture on section of solids and development of solids of cylinder. Now let's mark the cutting plane in front view and top view. So already the cylinder has been created with many arbitrary points from A to L. Totally we have 12 arbitrary points, and then we are going to letter the cutting points. So this cutting plane cuts the top surface, the top plane, the top circle of the cylinder. So we have named M dash. Okay. So this point which cuts the top surface is M. So next we name this point. So the cutting plane cuts this generator. We name it as N dash. So here N. So similarly we get O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, and then again in the top surface we get W. So now we name the cutting plane points in the front view. So we get M, N dash, and here we have O dash, and here we have P dash, and here we have Q dash, R dash, and Q bracket S dash, so which is behind, and P bracket T dash, O bracket U dash, and N bracket V dash, and finally M bracket W dash. So M dash bracket W dash. Before we start to draw the box for the isometric view of this truncated cylinder, so we should enclose the top view. So here in this case the circle with 4 lines. Okay, so when I enclose this circle with 4 lines, I get a square. So and also I have to name this corners. So I name as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now I have to draw a horizontal line here. So I draw a horizontal line to start and consider a point here. Okay, so here either I have to consider the corner 1 or 2, but in this case the solid is truncated and the surface is having a slope, and I should make sure the slope is visible in my isometric view. So to confirm, you have to choose the corner which has the lowest point of your solid. So if you see the front view of this truncated solid, so your R is the lowest point. So if you just track the corner in the top view for the box method, so you choose 2. Okay, so in case if you choose 3, 4 or 1, there is a more possibility that the slope will be in the reverse side and the slope will not be visible. So always to make sure the slope is visible in your front view, so my method is to choose the lowest point in your slope. Okay, so that is your R dash. In case if the cutting plane falls in this direction, so lowest point might be here, then you might have chosen the corner 1. So in this case I choose the corner 2, and here I need to draw 30-degree lines. So to do that, so I take my protractor and mark 30-degree both sides, and here I draw a line for 40 mm. Since 1 2 is 40 mm and 2 3 is also 40 mm, so both sides I draw 40 mm. And here I mark 1 and here 3. So next, in both the lines, mark 60 degree to find corner 4. So I draw line for 40 mm. And mark 4. So now in all the 4 corners, draw vertical lines for 55 mm. So similarly from the corner 1, draw 55 mm. From corner 3, drawing 55 mm. Now I mark here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now join all the points to make the top plane of the box. Now you all know how to proceed further for the isometric projection of a cylinder. In case if you have doubt on this construction, you can refer our previous video lecture on isometric view of a regular cylinder. So first we have to join the far points. So 1 and 3 is far here. So I draw a line between 1 and 3. Similarly, the top plane, draw line between 1 and 3. So next step, we have to find the midpoint of all the 4 sides. So the midpoint will be 20 mm from each corner. So with the help of compass, I find the midpoint. Now we have to join the midpoint with the opposite corner, making V shapes. Similarly, opposite to this. Now, keeping the compass at 4, close the V shape. So here only the front half of the cylinder will be visible. the rear view of the cylinder in the base will not be visible, so we close only this V and will not be closing the other V. So similarly, if it see the smaller V's, so here I have to make only half, and this side also I have to make only half. So focus the compass and draw till the line joining 1 and 3. So similarly here, focus the compass and draw till the line joining 1 and 3. So here I mark A. Between 1 and 2 we have D. Between 2 and 3 we have G. Between 3 and 4 we have J. Similarly here A, D, G and J. So now it's time to find the point M and W. So to do that, measure the distance between 4 and the line W and then mark here, and now create a reference line. Again, with the help of compass, I am going to close this V, but here I need to close only up to the region which falls behind this reference line. Okay, so keeping the compass at 2, focus on A and draw a arc till this line. Usually we used to cover up to J, so I am going to stop here because this remaining region has been removed after the cylinder is being truncated. So similarly here, for the smaller V, focus the compass and pencil at A and draw the arc till the line joining or the reference line. Now here I mark the point capital M and capital W. Now join capital M and capital W. Now for reference line, join D of the base and the top plane. Similarly, joining G and G and J and J. Here we have A and A. So the remaining points of B, C, P, Q, all the points we need to find here. So for that, first we'll measure the distance between 1 and B, and we'll mark and we'll create the reference lines so that we can plot B, C and remaining points easily. So I must measure between 1 and the line B, and I mark here. Similarly, between 1 and C, one and E, and finally 1 and F. Now create the reference line. Similarly, to locate M and W, the base plane, I measure the distance between 1 and MW just like we did in the top plane. So I mark the distance here and we draw a reference line. Now I mark this point as capital M and join M and M, the base plane and the top plane. And here we have point A, and B is not necessary since it will be hidden inside, and we have found M, and next we are going to find, so A is over, B is not necessary, M we have found here, and we have to find the point C. So to find point C, from here I measure the distance between the side 1, 2 and C, and I mark here. And now for the C, I am seeing what is the height. So it is 50 mm. So from C I draw 50 mm. And I mark this point as N, capital N. And here I mark as capital C. Next, already we have the point D. Next we have to find P. So to do that, measure from side 1, 2 and measure P. From 1 to 2 we find point P here. So now I measure the height of point P and it is 30 mm. So now from here I draw a line for 30 mm. So and I mark this point as capital P and this point as capital E. So now here we have M, N and P. To find the O, so measure the height of O which falls for the side for the point D. It is 40 mm. So in the line D, mark 40 mm and mark this point as capital O. Now next I need to find F. So to do that, measure F from side 1, 2 and mark here and measure the height of point F. It is 22 mm and here you mark it as capital F and draw a line for 22 mm. And mark this point as capital Q. So next, to find point R, so in G measure the height of R and in G mark capital R. Next, to find point H, so from side 4, 3 measure point H and locate point H here and measure the height of S 22 mm and draw a line for 22 mm. And mark this point as capital S. Now to find point I, measure from 3 4 to point I and mark I here, capital I. So for I need to measure the height of point T. So it measures 30 mm. So from I draw a line for 30 mm. And mark this point as capital T. So now for the point J, measure the height of point U and from J measure, mark the point U and mark it as capital U. Now to find point K, measure the distance from 4 3 to K and mark from the reference line to find the point K. Mark it as capital K. So the corresponding point for K is V. I measure the height of point V, it is 50 mm. So from K, draw a line for 50 mm and mark this point as capital V. So now M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and W is found. So we just need to join these points with freehand. So just like we left out the point B, so we are going to leave the point L also, because both B and L will not be visible. So it will be in the rear side. So we skip the point B and L. So now here I join the point I and T, which is the extreme generator, which will be visible, and here complete the small v till I. Now starting from the point M, join all the points in freehand. I hope this video was helpful to you. If so, do not forget to like the video, share the video and subscribe this channel with bell icon. Thank you.